Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Happy Monday morning, everybody. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend, unless you're a Buffalo Bills fan. Oh, boy, did you blow that one. All right, I hope everyone had a good time at the pumpkin patch or whatever the heck you guys are doing with your lives. And thank you for spending it with me today. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals, patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind-the-scenes bonus content live streams at 10 a.m. this morning. Gabby announces she will address breakup today. That's right, a pre-announcement of an announcement of a breakup that happened several weeks ago. So she doesn't specifically say that the breakup will be what she's announcing today, but it's kind of one of those like, I'll talk about it later, so tune in type of things. So we're going to get into that in a second. Of course, tonight we've got Bachelor in Paradise. Monday, today is the 14th, episode 13. And then, so we're going to do a pre-episode live stream, maybe a post-episode live stream. We'll see how well attended it is. We're kind of limping to the finish line here, celebrating a bunch of influencers as they kind of pump their Palmers on a beach in Mexico while it's fall and it's, denim jacket season. But you know what I mean? Oh, boy, I love a good denim jacket season. Next week, we've got several things going on. I want to be traveling all over the country. I've got a show in Cincinnati at Go Bananas the night before Thanksgiving. Then I've got a show Saturday night, which will be a little bit more stage time, in Newport, Rhode Island, for all my New Englanders out there at a cool brewery at 8 p.m. the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And then I'll be at West Side Comedy Club in New York City Thursday, December 1st, and then Comedy Shop, a midnight show right before I head back to LA. So that'll be Comedy Shop midnight in New York City. I'm going to be adding a few other dates to that. So if you guys want to know information on my stand-up show or other things that I have going on, like Bachelor Rush Hour, the daily podcast, just do me a favor. Click the link in the comment section to my link tree, and I'll tell you where you can find everything. That's where you need to go for the mailing list and all the other things people have been asking about. So anyway, that'll be a fun show. I know a lot of people are coming from all over New England and some from New York for that show. So that'll be tons of fun. Okay, let's get into it. Bachelorettes Gabby Windey and Erich Schwer break up less than 2 months after the finale. This was the story that came out last week and a half ago. She felt they weren't aligned and weren't on the same page. Gabby was hoping they could give each other space and work it out, but ultimately decided they didn't have a future. And this story came out because we saw Gabby was asked after her Dancing with the Stars. She was asked by a Fox News press junket guy, what's up with your relationship? And she was like, we're supporting each other from far. And everyone was like, well, what does that mean? Unfortunately, the way you watch the show is it's almost like watching Final Destination, knowing a bad thing's about to happen. You watch the show knowing a breakup's going to happen because the relationships rarely do work out. So here's what she said, and she has not addressed this yet. Jesse Palmer said like some kind of vague things, and other people have said vague things, but here's what she said on her Instagram stories last night, about what is to come today. Have a listen.
Hi you guys.
Hey.
Obviously it's a big week and there's a lot going on, but I just want to say thank you for all of your support. Honestly, Val and I have been working our asses off and can't wait to show you tomorrow. So please don't forget to vote. It's such an important week, and I'm trying and dying to get into finale, and there's like stiff-ass competition. And I know a lot of you guys have had questions, so I think they'll be addressed tomorrow.
Today.
Yeah, so thank you guys. And please vote. And by I think, I mean I will, on tomorrow night's episode of Dancing with the Stars. So, yeah, well, I'm off to practice. So if you have a second, maybe send up a quick prayer for this teeny little dancer.
All right, so there she was walking down the street. All right, well, what do we think's going to happen? How's she going to address it? Lots of questions being asked. We'll go to a few of your comments. By the way, there's a war breaking out right now between the Bachelor subreddit and the Dancing with the Stars subreddit. So here's what the Bachelor subreddit had to say. Here's what the Dancing with the Stars subreddit had to say about the Bachelor. To be honest, I lurk on there sometimes because I'm a fan of the show and I am keeping up with Bachelor in Paradise updates, but the hate for Gabby on there is actually insane. Clearly, I'm a Gabby fan and not everyone likes her. but some of the hate on there is truly gross. I get it. She stuck by her fiance who's racist and had text messages come out that made him look awful. And yes, Gabby defended him when maybe she shouldn't have. Nonetheless, what was Gabby supposed to say? Interviewers were asking her the questions and she couldn't not answer them. He's the one that stayed silent and should have been asked those questions. So I get the criticism and not liking her, but her fiance's actions don't define her. You can think that she did wrong, but personally attacking her and treating her as someone who has no feelings, it's awful to witness. Nothing she does is ever right. So that's what the Dancing with the Stars subreddit had to say about The Bachelor. Someone else said, the Bachelor subreddit is batshit insane and perpetually miserable. It's best to avoid it as much as possible. They get more glee out of canceling and hating everyone than any fan base I've ever seen. So it's always interesting to see what other fan bases are saying about the Bachelor fan base because they get kind of an outside look at what's actually going on. Some other comments I'll play, and then I'm going to play what Reality Steve has to say. This is from the Bachelor subreddit. My money is on this dance is supposed to convey romance and has a story behind it about love, etc., etc. And I honestly am struggling to connect with it because long sigh, Eric and I broke up. I am no longer engaged. Sigh again forces a teardrop or two, but I'm going to stay strong and do my best even though my heart is shattered because I want to make the finale so badly and win, what Gabby says in the Dancing with Stars package. So that's a pretty accurate representation of what I think is going to be said tonight on Dancing with the Stars. Someone else posted this. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but like Gabby found out about Eric's stuff when we all did, and she broke up with him a couple months later. So I don't understand why she is so hated. Maybe I'm missing out, but I think if you're in love with someone in this little bubble and get out of it and then find out some stuff, it might take a little while to navigate it. And I'm sure he was in her ear telling her he's changed or whatever. And in the end, they did split up. So she's sort of damned if she does, damned if she doesn't. Like, what was she expected to do? Just wake up the next day and call off her engagement? With all eyes on her with social media and post-show interviews, that's so much pressure. If I'm missing something and she did something horrible, I'm not aware, please correct me. And no, she didn't do anything horrible. And the issue that I have here is that we don't know the full truth of what went down behind the scenes. We know Eric apologized, and we know what we have found out is that he actually had reached out to members of the Bachelor community that specifically addresses the problematic behavior within the show. Namely the Bachelorettes, who have since stopped making content. I think they have disbanded. But it seems like there's a desire to have conversations. I know he is not, I'm for sure not speaking for him. I've never spoken to him in my life. I for sure know the better thing for Eric to have done post-show would be to go on podcasts and talk. I can imagine, having heard what we've heard from Rachel Kirkconnell, that the show will try their best to leave it at the statement so they don't make it worse. So again, we saw this with Chris Harrison, the show and their PR people will use, and by the way, if you're listening, Eric, please take some of my advice here. The show will try to mitigate damage to protect their own brand, and in doing so, might not be the best thing for you. So Chris Harrison protected the brand, and then he got fired, let go, paid to leave, whatever you want to call it. Rachel Kirkconnell protected the brand by not talking until she finally did talk, and then she actually made it better. Use her as a guiding post to have conversations, to shine light in the dark places. Light is the greatest disinfectant. Have those conversations. If you're doing it behind the scenes, don't be afraid to do it publicly for others to hear how it's going as well. All right, one more comment. So, and this is from the different point of view. I like to just find a few different points of views, guys, and share them with you. Sometimes, and it doesn't mean you have to endorse every point of view. It means we're trying to triangulate what thoughts are out there. Sometimes being an ally actually means making hard decisions when it's uncomfortable, and oftentimes it's an inconvenient time. Being an ally isn't supposed to be easy. I think people often like to consider themselves as allies, but then struggle to show up as an ally when it inconveniences them. Being an ally means spending less time figuring out if they are not racist and teaching them about racism, and spending more time figuring out if they are anti-racist and willing to, and eager to teach themselves two very different things. Something uncomfortable might be breaking up with or taking a break from your reality TV fiance quickly so that they and only they are accountable and responsible for their growth in this area and responsible for speaking for themselves and answering tough questions. And again, we don't know exactly why the relationship ended, assuming it has. We're looking at this scenario, but there's also, other things that came out, that he was dating someone before going on the show and didn't think the show was a serious place to find love and all those types of things that we've discussed on and on and on. Let's have a quick listen to what Reality Steve thinks of this situation.
it's going to be Gabby talking about her breakup with Erich, because the way she worded it, the way she phrased everything, the way she kind of seemed a little bit down a bit, I think it's pretty safe to assume tonight we're going to get, during her video package, some sort of explanation as to the breakup. I don't think she's going to go into detail. I think all of us could see basically what this is, which is she got really busy with Dancing with the Stars, and Erich got really busy surfing. I don't like. That's all he seems to do. So, but they couldn't make it work, I guess, and that's going to be the end of their relationship. I don't think this is anything where they're trying to make it work and kind of seeing where things go and are going to revisit this when she's done. I just don't see it long term. I said it the day after the finale when Gabby started defending what Amanda, Erich's ex, said to the media and the stuff that she had released with her text messages. When Gabby basically took Amanda's side and said, yeah, he was an asshole, I would have said the same thing too. I was like, okay, she's not all in on him. And maybe it played a role, maybe it doesn't. I don't think we'll ever get the answer to that. But the bottom line is, tonight during the episode, we're probably going to get our confirmation.
All right, and go check out his full episode, realitysteve.com. People have asked me, Dave, can you put a source to how we can listen to Reality Steve's podcast? Just search Reality Steve. People are like, Dave, how can I find your vlogs? Just search Dave Neal Vlogs. Do I need to teach you guys how to use Google? I'm scolding you. How dare you try to support people? But seriously, go use Google. It'll be fine. We'll get through it, folks. How do I do it if I don't have the link? It ain't 1998, okay? You don't have to go on GeoCities and okay, you either get the references or you don't. That wasn't that. That's the sound of the internet turning on for those young people out there. Okay, get your CD-ROM packages and your AOLs and get ready to go. I'm on the Facebook if you need to see me. All right, so anyway, that's how it's going to play. Of course, Gabby, yes, she is commodifying her breakup. She's going to take the energy of how much it sucks to break up, and she's going to apply it to her show on Dancing with the Stars. She is laser focused on winning this thing. And the question will be, at what cost? So everyone's looking in one direction, saying Erich is the reason for the breakup, which may be the case, but it does take two to tango, to use a Dancing with the Stars reference. And was there an avenue for this breakup to work out that wasn't addressed because her time and attention and focus has been on the dance floor? Hey, we all have to make decisions in life, and then we go in those directions based on the decisions we make. So we'll see how it all plays out. More content coming your way. I'll see you guys later on, or listen to you later on Bachelor Rush Hour on the podcast. If anyone wants to check that out, just all you got to do is search Bachelor Rush Hour and Dave Neal on your podcast app, or go to the link in the comment section and it'll guide you right to where you can listen. All right, folks, we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.